guys, courtesy of Darryl down in Louisiana, you are looking at probably the most common ABUS lock found in North America. This is the Model 83, and of course the 45 represents the width of the body in millimeters. When I say common, it's common because it has a interchangeable core. Now this core is unique to ABUS. It is not interchangeable with the LFICs or the small format interchangeable cores like Best and Arrow or any of those. This one's unique to ABUS. Now what I will tell you, this one generally has a single shear line, meaning there's no control key. In order to take that core out, we have to open the lock, and then down in this side is going to be a screw. We've got to remove it, and then the core will fall out. Now I don't have a key for this. Darryl did not send me the key, but let's see if we can get in this thing. He sent me a bunch of locks that he accumulated, I guess, over the years, and this was one I thought worthy maybe of a video because I get so many questions about this Model 83. In particular about the core, about why it's so difficult to open. And they're really not, guys. In the US, you'll find very wide open keyways. You'll find Schlags and Quicksets and Segals and all the really wide open ones, non-paracentric, and it's rare you'll find a security pin in them. In Europe, it's a different story. You'll find some very paracentric keyways, difficult to access, and when you do, you'll find them chock full of security pins. This thing is so big, I'm going to use the DeForest, and I'm going to use it in the 23,000. This is from the Praxis kit. And when I stuck it in there, I mean, that cave is so big, I half expected to see some bats fly out of there. I'm counting 5 pins, so let's see if we can get this thing picked. I'm going to use, this one will fit, try some top of the keyway. That ought to work. All right, what I'm going to do, or my technique, is slide it all the way in and apply heavy tension. And then, the reason I say heavy tension is 2 reasons. One is there's a little bit of spring loading on this core, so you've got to overcome that. But on the first pin I pick, I generally will put heavy tension, trying to force one of the pins to bind, because the US cores are not that good tolerant. So usually one will bind before the others. I got 2 binding here. I got pin 1 and 2. I'm going to lighten up a little bit. It feels like pin 1 might be first. Let me give it a shot. All right, he just eased up there, had about 3 clicks on him, and that was that. Let me try 2 now. Well, one seemed like one just fell back down when I lightened up on the tension. All right, I got a little bit of false set, which is kind of unusual, but because that would tell me that there's probably a security pin. If it was all standards, there we go, pin 5. That might have been 4, sorry. Had a little click on him, and pin 1 is back down. Get up there. There we go. All right, we definitely have a false set going. Pin 2 is back down, got some counter rotation, so he's probably a spool. Let me check 1 again, he's still good. I don't think this is a challenge lock, guys, because Darryl didn't say anything about it, and there was no key. I do a fault set, so I'm looking for counter rotation here. There it is, pin 3, counter rotation. Very heavy. Pin 1 back down. He's definitely a gatekeeper here. I'm maintaining moderate tension. There we go. That is definitely pin 5, counter rotation. I'm starting to think Darryl is playing a trick here. Okay, he clicked and I lost the fault set. Let me check 1, see if he popped back down. Yeah, there he is. He's back down. And there we go. Guys, I got to tell you, most of these 83s are nowhere near that difficult. I'm thinking Darryl is playing a little practical joke. But let's go ahead and open it up and find out. The most dangerous part of these is the actual gutting. Trying to look and see what we need. We need a Phillips. because you can very easily ruin one of these locks when you gut it. There's a little trick to it, and I'll show you what it is. Let me grab a pinning tray. Let me zoom this thing out a little bit. All right, I do not have a key, so let me rotate him to the full open, and I'm going to show you something here. This little detent is what prevents the key from rotating any further than that. It rotates about 45 degrees and then it stops, and that's because a spring-loaded detent hits that little edge. Now remember, the key term here, the operating term, is spring-loaded. So here's the trick. We have to push this detent down after we remove that split ring. We have to push him down and then slide that core straight out. If we rotate him a little bit this way, that little detent is small enough to pop up inside of these. No problem. We just push it down and continue to gut him. If, however, we lose track of that detent while he's down and we rotate him the other direction and he gets trapped inside of the chamber, inside of the Bible, guys, there's no way to get in that Bible. You've just ruined the lock. Very little chance of recovery at that point. All right, let's take the clip off and stop flapping my lips. These are usually pretty easy to get off. I have him, let me make sure of my rotation here. So I'm going to push him with the rotation so I can't go any further. All right, I'm going to take my pick and I'm going to push him down just a hair and then get him under the ledge so that he's completely held down by the body of the lock. Then, if I can find the right follower, then I'll follow him out. Let me do this for the other way around, the way I'm used to. So we have to maintain that up like that, shove him in there like that, everything's aligned, and the detent is not down quite enough. Get in there. Why they do it this way, I can't tell you. Come on. That detent is caught up on the ledge. Come on. He's definitely caught. He doesn't want to give up. Darryl, have you been monkeying with this? Ah, somebody has. If you take a look right there, it looks like that ledge has been hit. And now it's getting caught up on the back of that C-clip, the circlip groove. That's not good. There we go. All right. Every lock's an adventure. All right, we're oriented correctly. We got that right. We're not going to drop inside of there. Wow. That's really tight. Okay, we do have possibility of 6 cylinders, but the last one has no pin in it. I guess Master Lock is making some of the business decisions for ABUS lately. Standard, 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 standard. No threading. This may be the adventure right here. Trying not to drop that. Come on. You know, I almost want to call that standard, but there's tiny little serrations in him. There's our spool. There's another spool. This looks like it's pinned up as you would find a European lock. Another spool. Definitely. an all standard pin, all standard spring. So the only thing special about this was, oh, nothing. Let's take a closer look at this guy. Yeah, it's just a couple of grooves and a standard pin. I would hardly categorize that as serration, and there's nothing inside of here for it to get caught in. So I think this is probably just a remnant from manufacture. There you go, guys. I don't know why this was so hard. I was assuming it was pinned up as if it were a North American lock, when in fact it had a North American keyway with European pinning. 4 spools and 1 standard. Anyway, fellas, appreciate your time. Sorry about taking so long. I had no idea we were going to run up against this bent. You can actually see how it was kind of bent over there inside of that groove. Just enough to keep me from pulling it out. Darryl, thank you, sir, for the lock. Thanks, guys.